Give me a picture on it.
Good afternoon, Facebook. Good afternoon, YouTube. I hope everyone is well. Been a couple of weeks since we've talked. I know we normally go live every Friday, and we've been doing that for quite a while. We decided to do that every couple of weeks, haven't we now, guys? So every other Friday we'll be coming live to you. Means you don't get to see our ugly mugs quite as often, which is probably a benefit to most people.
That's why I've put myself on twice this week, Kev.
That's it. Yeah, well, I've hidden your other one, so don't have to look at you twice. But we just want to give you a bit of an update. Obviously, it's the end of April already. 30th of April today. Another bank holiday weekend, which will be nice. Although the weather's not meant to be quite as good. Still the market motors on. Motors on very, very strongly with sales. Not quite as good a month as we sort of hoped earlier on for new properties coming to the market. But we'll have a chat about that as well. And we'll just show you some of the data behind what's happening. And like I say, hopefully we can just give you a bit of an update of what's going on in the area as well. So firstly, how are you two guys? I say it's been a couple of weeks since we've chatted. So
yeah, busy. Oof, manic.
yeah. I'm doing all right, doing good actually. Yeah, keeping going, keeping selling houses, and trying to manage people's expectations of trying to find a house. That's one thing. On about the weather, you mentioned the weather, Kevin. I was out early on today, and I was following gritters spreading the road.
Wow.
So they think it's going to be a cold snap this evening. I think so. I don't think I'll be sitting outside a beer garden. Not today.
Well, you never know. I did see that it was going to be 3 degrees, I think, tomorrow morning. I think that's what they were saying. So I can completely understand that's happening. But like I say, it hasn't affected what's been going on sales wise. Anyway, you know, there's so many people, as you said there, looking for properties, and we're doing our utmost. I know that the team are really working on trying to find property for people, and have been trying to spend a lot of time doing that, haven't they? Sort of matching what we've got coming on, and stuff that we know is coming on in 2 or 3 weeks' time as well. Trying to get people around earlier, and it has resulted in sales happening before a property gets to the market as well. Quite a lot actually, and that's come from the team putting the right people in front of the right house earlier on.
Spot on, yeah.
I don't think you can. If you're out there and you're looking for property, you probably can't rely as much on the portals anymore, the Rightmoves and the Zooplas, to get to know where the property comes on, because you used to be able to get there. They were the first place that they went to, and used to be registered with those guys, and that was it. You found out about it. But I think now, and I would imagine it's happening everywhere, is that people are registered directly with estate agents and finding out properties before we even get to the portal. So if you're not registered and you're looking, make sure you speak to ourselves, make sure you speak to all the other local agents, and get yourselves on their own mailing list, because it's really important.
You know what, Kevin? I think a bit of advice on what you say there to people out there. If you're looking for a house, or especially if you've sold a house and you can't find anything, you need to really go and buddy up really with the estate agents in the area you're looking for. By means of that, you want to get on the phone to them, get them to know you, so they know exactly who you are, what you want, where you're ready to go, when can you view, and that also that you'll view from a phone call. So if they, people used to say, well, send me the details to, obviously people we don't post stuff anymore really, or email me the details, so I'll have a look at it before I go and view it. Let them know that you'll view from a phone call. If they think they've got a property for you, they'll pick up the phone to you and you'll go and view it on the send for that. Let them know that, and because I think you need to do that in order to, like you say, Kevin, you'll be shouting it. Not only are house prices selling, just before they come on the market. Same in Preston, what I'm dealing with. Same with you, Matthew. They're selling for above the asking price. So if the vendors are getting more than what they thought they were going to get without actually physically going on Rightmove, it's unbelievable. So they're going because we get phone calls. I do, you do. As soon as a property goes on the market saying sold, or it goes up over board outside saying sold, they're ringing up saying, I didn't know that. I never saw it.
Well, it's
so buddy up with us.
Yeah, we need to be getting people registered. Like I say, for anyone out there who is in the process of selling and needs to buy a house, make sure you speak to our team. Comment on the video, on the stream, whatever you want to do. Send us a message and get your details registered, because it's the best way to find out about properties.
I think. Even sorry, Kev. Even with me and Howard going out to them, if we know you're actively looking, my mobile is like hotline. The amount of people that ring me personally as well, and I'll do the same for you. We really do go that extra mile.
Yeah.
If we know something's going on the market and that's specifically what you want, and me and Kev have both recently been through all this stuff with marketing and things like that. We'll get you around it. Two local ones in Heysham that we've just sold. People going around and you've got to be registered, but even then, with us going out to value them, if we get the instructions straight away, we will ring you.
Yeah, it is vitally important. So yeah,
I'll tell you a little story for people out there listening. Okay, so I had this house on the market in Preston. I put it on the market, put it on the open market. I have maybe mentioned it before about the property, but I was inundated with people wanting to go and view this property, and went on the market Friday night. Saturday I dealt with all the inquiries about it. On the Sunday we arranged to do the viewings, and I was there from 1:30 till 1:45 to 7:30 at night. 7:30 at night, and it was crazily over the asking price. Okay, crazily over the asking price. On the back of that, another property came on the market across the road, and a couple of these other buyers that missed out on it. We didn't market it. I picked up the phone and I contacted them straight away, and they were down there. They wanted to go and view it. They were so appreciative of it. They bought it. It's gone £13,000 above what it was going to go on the market for, which is phenomenal. So I've got a happy buyer that wouldn't have seen it, because it had been already sold, and I've got a happy seller that's got that much more. So it's just poignant. Matthew said then we're doing all these extra things, and Kevin and I were speaking, it was yesterday or today, this morning, about what we do at Lancaster Estates. Look a bit selfish, I'm talking about us, go over and above. But we don't do it to try and be better than that person or that estate agent. We actually generally just do it as a normal matter of, an everyday thing. It's just what we do. So that's an example, a little story about it. But, that's what you need to do. You need to speak to estate agents. Speak to us, speak to your estate agent. Get them to know you. Over and out.
Well, I think I used those words with you the other day. It's know your customer, isn't it? And we want to get to know people and ask. We ask questions, because the more we know what people want, the more we can put you in front of the right property. I think with everything that's going on at the moment, supply is short, demand is massively high. We need to be making sure that the right people are going in front of the right houses. Otherwise, you can still waste time, and you'll go and look at something that isn't for you, because it's the only one that you can go and look at. So the more we know you, the more we can say, actually, no, that's definitely not going to work for you. But this one that I've got, I've got the instruction on it. We're not actually going out to it for another couple of weeks yet, but it's ideal for you. I'll get you around it now, and if it works, it's great. We can agree something now, and that we've done that. It's good. And I did a little bit of a stock comparison for Lancaster a couple of weeks ago, and it'll be even more exaggerated now because there's still more sales than there is properties coming on, but it was about 40% down or something, I think it was, the market of available properties. Properties selling that much at the moment that the available stock that's sat on the market is 40% lower than it was on the 1st of March last year. It's just phenomenal. And I will show you a little graph actually that I put together for the guys in the office, so they can see what's going on with the market. And I'll just quickly show you this. So this is a graph that shows the new properties that come to the market, and this is Lancaster. This is LA1, LA2, LA3 and LA4, and that's the blue line. So new ones that come to the market is a blue line. The grey line is the properties that sell. Okay, and they're marked as sold. And this is taken from Rightmove, and this is data taken every day since the 1st of Jan 2019. Okay, and this is a typical year. So if you look at 2019, this is a typical year. If you look back on previous years, it'll look very similar. Sales are about 60, 65, 70% of new properties that come on. And that is what it goes through for the year, except for the end of the year, whereas December narrows because people still want to buy, but people necessarily don't want to put the house on the market in new stuff coming on as much in December.
Yeah.
And then it accelerates again, January gap widens and it carries on going. As you can see, 2019, which ends in this middle bit here, was a normal year. 2020, we got in there, and then of course we had the bit of the COVID lockdown, and that affected from March, and as you can see down in April there was hardly anything at all. But as we came out of lockdown, you can see how close the gap is compared to what it was in 2019. Numbers shot up, sales are really, really close, and September 2020 they get even closer. And if you look at the grey line as well, the grey line's up here. The whole of 2019 it was down here.
Yeah,
so there's record sales levels ever since we've come out of lockdown. And then if we get towards this year, so end of January 2021, sales have gone over and continue to be over for the first 4 months of the year, have gone above new instructions. So for 4 months in a row now, there's more sold than there has actually come to the market. I mean, the demand is just unbelievable. You know, and that there, April, this is to yesterday, so there is another day, so there'll be some marked as Sunday. That is the highest month for sales that I can remember in the last 7-8 years.
Yeah,
probably,
I agree.
Probably before. I mean, as you can see, it's 327. It's almost double what average was in 2019.
You know, Kevin, the phenomenon of those figures, it just shows how strong actually the market is. You know, and I was looking at something on basically from one of the property websites that Zoopla put together, and what it actually showed you is that the demand for properties year on year has gone up 18%, but the supply has gone down 18%. So there's a vast difference. This is in the northwest, should I say? There's a vast difference there, and that just proves it there. I mean, you know, with the grey lines overtaking the dark blue line.
So you can imagine as well what that's done to actual available stock. Obviously, available stock's gone down. So as we said, people are wanting to find out about property earlier, and that's why it doesn't make Rightmove a lot of the time, because there's people out there that just need somewhere to buy, so they're registered directly with us. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it'll happen with every other estate agent. That they'll be happy. You know, Kevin,
it also says here that there was £149 billion worth of sales, that's taken place in the whole of the UK for the first 16 weeks of this year, and it's nearly double the value of homes that are sold or sold subject to contract for the same period, not only last year, but in 2019. So, you know what I mean? It's unbelievable.
But you can imagine how much demand and stress that's putting on conveyancers. So if you've got a sale going through and your solicitor's not coming back to you as quick as you'd like, well, they've had to deal with record conveyancing levels since June last year.
Yeah.
You know, so that if you think about mortgages, your mortgage offer takes a little bit longer to come out. Well, can you imagine the amount of mortgages that are trying to go through at this moment in time? Removal firms, they're trying to get all the removal firms. You know, if you're not, the whole property area is just absolutely so busy at the moment. So you know, operationally is so busy, and you know, we want to try and help people navigate through that. You know, we want to make sure that you can get all these things sorted and not only sell your house but find another house, and that can be a challenge.
You are right. You know, we were saying early on, we said in previous weeks that the hardest thing isn't selling your house. You know, those figures prove that. It's getting it through to a successful completion, and it's all those things behind the scenes as well that goes on. It's, you know, I think it's a lot harder to keep a sale together now in this market than than whatever, and that could be for surveyors, it could be timescales or whatever. And the other thing as well, that people selling a big house, for argument's sake, and where do they move to? I know we've mentioned this before. Where do they move to? There's nothing coming on the market.
Yeah.
You know, and there's again rentals. You spoke the other week, I think, Kevin, on rentals. It might be new, Matt. That there's they're in in demand. There's not much supply of them either. You know, so something's got to crack somewhere or the other. I think basically, if you're thinking of moving, get your house on the market, because if you think about it, they can't find anywhere to go to because there's nothing available. Okay, but if everyone said, listen, we are going to move now because May the 17th, you can go in a pub, you can do all the stuff. Come the end of June, I think we're back to normal again. You know, you can run about cutting the social distance stuff. If everyone thought, right, let's get our house on the market again, there'll be more houses for the people who are sold now, and vice versa. So I think that's really what needs to happen. Get your house on the market if you're thinking of moving. The sun's coming out. We're getting through this COVID thing. It's all positive news that you've just been showing everyone there, and it'd be even better. Just imagine how high that grey line would be if that blue line started creeping up.
I know, yeah. Well, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, there is. And we're also forgetting that the first time buyer, the government-backed scheme, mortgage scheme, came into force, 2 weeks ago it started, so we started taking inquiries and that, so there's that as well, you know, at the bottom end that'll continue to drive the market. And with everything that's going on, there's almost, in fact, it's probably the best year to get moving.
Well, yeah, no, I would say so.
You know, it's there's almost never been a better year to get your house sold and get you moved. Could make a lot of money as well.
Yeah, who's to say? Who's to say?
But that's a big update on that. Like I say, we're here to help if you want us to. We quite happily help you find a property, and earlier than it coming on the market as well. You know, if we can get that sorted, the better. Matt, you mentioned earlier to us that you've got a few bits that you wanted to just go through.
Yeah, certainly do. There's quite a lot going on, guys, really. Luxury apartments on the old United Reformed Church, which is on Broadway in Morecambe. 19 luxury apartments are getting put there. I've mentioned that previously, but it's now been actually, going ahead. As if you drive past it, you'll quite clearly see that all that building work's going on. But there's been progress on the controversial housing project, which is in Carnforth. Work is actually finally set to start building 158 new homes in Carnforth. It's being built on the land between the Brewer's Barn property off Whernside Grove and the A601, just north of the M6. That's a massive site. That is a massive site. There is going to be quite a lot of shared ownership there as well, so fair play. There is going to be affordable housing as well. There is a heck of a lot going on. However, the main thing I want to talk about, which is getting done for charity, there's a naked walk going on across the bay. Howard's organising it. He's not. But there is actually a naked walk going across the bay to raise funds. So all you more than 100 naturists are set to step out over the treacherous sands of Morecambe Bay this summer in their first naked walk across the estuary.
Well,
good luck to anybody doing that, because it's probably very cold.
I hope the weather gets a bit better, because
Make sure you put your sun cream on your bits. Crikey.
Well, as Howard said though, he was 3 degrees. So it can be 3 degrees something tomorrow morning, and the gritters are out. It's not warm, is it really at the moment still?
The gritters have been out.
So
yeah, I mean, I'm all for making money. I'm all for making money and charities and so forth. And I contribute myself personally to quite a few charities and help them out. But I don't know why they have to be naked. Maybe is that me getting old again? Why does it have to be naked?
I think it's just something different, isn't it? If anybody wants to do it, fair play to you.
Do it in your underwear.
If you want to do that, absolutely. There's no shame in anyone's body, but you won't get me doing that. Not because I'm embarrassed, but simply because I'll be cold. I don't like being cold. I lived in Canada. It was minus 40 there, and I despised it in the winter. Although it was beautiful. Not as beautiful as the bay, but I'm not walking across that stark.
I believe Kevin's mate's doing it, and Stuart Andrews, is he not doing it, Kev?
I've no idea, pal. No idea.
Hey, I hope he's watching. Stuart, if you're watching, good on you, buddy.
If you're watching, yeah. But no, that sounds good. It's a good bit of charity. We're always up for hearing people doing good things like that. And
well, I tell you what, if you are doing it, anybody watching, sorry, let us know, because Lancaster and Estates will sponsor you. We will sponsor you personally. I will. I know Howard will. I know Kev will. We'll chip in.
There you go. Hope you're watching.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, guys. Well, that was
I've been watching.
good bit of news just to finish on there. So look out for
Yeah,
the naked walkers. Don't look out for them if you're a bit, well, whatever. But anyway, thank you very much for joining us. You know, hopefully we've given you a bit of an idea of what the market is like. And you know, that get yourself registered. It's the best thing. Top tip of the day. Speak to estate agents. Register directly on their databases. Speak to us. You know, get on our database, because that is the best way to find a property. We will contact you before property goes on the market if it matches your criteria, and that's the best way. Do not rely or wait for Rightmove, for Zoopla, for whatever it may be, because you'll find that you will miss out on properties if you do that. We don't want that to happen now.
No.
Excellent. Right. Okay. Well, we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Enjoy your bank holiday weekend. I think the weather is meant to be pretty good for it. It's meant to be all right now, isn't it? So, so you've got to get yourself outside. Get yourself a coat if you're going to sit outside.
Or if you're a naturist, just sit there with your pint covering your
Overpants.
You know what?
Yeah. Exactly. Right. Okay, guys.